The House passed a resolution formalizing its impeachment inquiry against President Trump. This establishes a roadmap of the process and makes it more public. And while this is going on, the deadline to fund and not shut down the government is rapidly approaching. Ylan Mui has more on this collision course.
The atmosphere on Capitol Hill was charged after House Democrats voted to formalize their impeachment investigation into President Trump.
We take no joy in having to move down this road and proceed with the impeachment inquiry, but neither do we shrink from it.
Every single Republican reject this Soviet-style impeachment process.
The next phase of the investigation will include open hearings, possibly with new witnesses. The Intelligence Committee will put together a final report, and then the Judiciary Committee will decide whether to move forward with articles of impeachment. It will be a bitter and partisan fight, but amid all of that, Republicans and Democrats will have to find a way to work together to keep the lights on in Washington and prevent another government shutdown.
We have to fund the government every year, and Congress and the president are always going to find an excuse to kick the can on their deadline. So we have to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time.
There are just 8 working days left in the House before the government runs out of money on November 21st. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell spoke on the phone about this earlier this week. But today, McConnell accused Democrats of playing politics, particularly with funding for the military.
The core message here is hard to miss. Our Democratic colleagues have a priority list. Picking fights with the White House is priority number 1. Number 1. And our men and women in uniform fall somewhat further down.
Democrats say there's no timeline for the impeachment investigation just yet, and they're committed to funding the government. But there's a broad expectation that Congress will have to resort to a stopgap spending measure and kick the can down the road once again. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Ylan Mui in Washington.